She was a model student in just every way imaginable. She was a fine musician. She played the viola, and she worked on it constantly because she always wanted to get better. She joined a ragtag LaHarrison Symphony that consisted, I think, of 4 violins, 2 violas. Her good friend Tammy Emmons was the other violist, 1 cellist, who was more of a cello holder than a cello player. No basses whatsoever. I don't know what kind of conglomeration of wind players. I think there were 11 wind players, and to top it all off, 1 drummer. Okay, not percussionist, 1 drummer. So we made do, and Kristen was wonderful. And she was also bubbling with enthusiasm at every turn. And I think she gets that from Mom, because when I saw Mom tonight, she was jumping all over the place, and she actually apologized for being so energetic. No need, Lynn. Kristen got it honest, and she showed it every day of her life. But I think most importantly, Kristen was able to laugh at my many jokes and puns that I would tell the orchestra. And I think she did it just to make me feel good. But that was Kristen. She wanted to make you feel good, and she wanted to work hard for you, and she did. There was the one thing I really remember about Kristen, and this encapsulates Kristen to a T. She tried out for All-State Orchestra and made the All-State Orchestra. And between the time she made All-State Orchestra and the time it was supposed to take place, she broke her arm. But Kristen, being who she was, went to the doctor and said, I've got to have my arm set in a way that I can play the viola. And she did. She had the doctor set her arm in a way where it was at the appropriate angle for her to play the viola in the All-State Orchestra. No obstacle was too high for Kristen, not whatsoever. Though she passed away in 2012, her legacy honors her convictions, her family, and Harrison School for the Arts. She once wrote, I have discovered that my cancer is a blessing, allowing me the time and opportunity to strengthen my faith and my relationship with my family, but also to use my experiences to help other families with children learn to cope with the challenge of a terminal illness. We are humbled to posthumously induct Mrs. Kristen Grady Milligan into the Harrison Hall of Fame, and accepting on her behalf is her husband, Derek Milligan, and her family.
Well, Kristen would indeed be honored to be recognized tonight, and I think she would consider herself unworthy of this honor and to be associated with the other awardees tonight. She would most definitely want to thank all of those who influenced her. Mr. Thielen, I don't know when exactly, I guess she probably started teaching her private lessons in about 5th grade. Mr. Thielen had a profound influence on her life and who she became later, as did Mr. Howells, who was the principal at the time. She would also want to thank and acknowledge all the many family and friends who have come here. At this point, 2.5 years after she's passed away, still here to honor and recognize her. That would be very meaningful to her, and she would want to express that appreciation. Kristen always had a great love of music. I think she would tell you that that's had a lot to do with me convincing her to marry me, as I played the trumpet and was able to impress her in that way, apparently. That love of music continues in each of our children who are all here tonight. They are all brass players. She might not, I don't know what she would say about that. She would be thrilled with that. The discipline that Kristen had, Mr. Thielen alluded to, and that support, it began here, and it continued through her life. It continues to influence our children. It continues to influence others through Inheritance of Hope, the organization. That was her vision. And also her namesake, Kristen, her niece, is a current student at Harrison. So I want to thank you and just let you know that Kristen